So tell us a little bit about Pulse and your characters with Dr. Dani Sims and Dr. Xander Phillips.
Yeah,
you want to take that one?
No, that's all you.
So, I mean, I guess we meet everyone in this moment of, like, huge upheaval in the hospital. It's a level 1 trauma center in Miami. It's booked and busy, and they're at the beginning of a hurricane, so everyone's already scrambling. And then there's this kind of bombshell revelation at the very beginning that Xander's been suspended and that I've been made chief, and everything kind of goes from there.
Mm-hmm. It's quite the jumping off point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 2 incoming. Frost crash on their way in.
With an amputated hand.
He's critical.
Long force show me to the chest. BZ's crashing.
Let's go!
Lift intubator.
You need to move faster.
We should start compressions.
We can't wait. He's gonna code. 3, 2, 1. Checking for pulse. Anybody have a pulse?
And Willa, Dani is described as flawed and someone who makes mistakes. Would you agree? And are you anything like her?
Well, aren't we all? I mean, I don't think I've ever made a perfect choice in my life. But no, I think it's one of the things I love about this show and this season is I think that the season takes a lot of time and kind of exploring the complicated decisions everyone at the hospital is making, whether it's in medicine or in their personal lives. And I feel like audiences seem to really be excited and relating to that because I don't think any of us are perfect.
No.
As much as we might want to be.
And Colin, Xander is actually Dani's boss, and they're also romantically involved. Mm-hmm. So is it fun exploring that highly charged world?
Yeah, it's very complicated exploring that highly charged world. Yeah, no, it's an interesting thing because you, as someone's boss, have a responsibility to honor them and respect them, and I think that's sort of what he's dealing with throughout the whole season is that turmoil of really caring about this person and also having to set boundaries for himself, which I think he struggles with mightily. But yeah, it's a fun role.
Hey.
I don't want to get chief because we're sleeping together.
Oh, boy.
It's not fair.
You're panicking?
Of course I am panicking.
You wanted this.
Oh, God. Sorry.
And this is not just a regular day in the hospital. There's a hurricane heading towards Miami. So what can fans expect?
I mean, a lot of fast-paced action, a lot of walking and talking down crowded hallways.
Yep.
A lot of life and death situations.
Oh, yeah. A lot of lifting of heavy objects in the rain.
Yeah, just a lot of personal and professional emergencies.
Yeah, but also a lot of really romantic and complicated flashbacks too.
Yes, which is one of my favorite parts of the show.
Definitely.
As Hurricane Abby makes a turn towards Miami, authorities have issued a shelter-in-place order.
The storm, it's going to be a direct hit, but we are understaffed. It would be to everyone's benefit that Dr. Phillips stays to help. Do you agree, Dr. Sims?
Yeah, it's a hurricane. I'm not risking lives to avoid awkwardness.
And I know it's set in Miami and shot there, and some in Albuquerque as well. So what does that add to the look and feel of Pulse?
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's funny trying to make Miami work in Albuquerque because you're trying to piece together the right clothing and the right feel and the right vibe. But climate-wise, it's actually quite different because it's high altitude and very dry, whereas Miami is nice and humid. So
yeah,
we had our hands full trying to make that work, but I think they did a really beautiful job doing it.
Yeah, and I think we have so much great outdoor stuff in Miami that we get to, it really, it sells the whole thing.
It does.
And is this your first time playing a doctor? And what kind of training and research did you have to do for this role?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was my first time. I grew up watching medical dramas. I loved House, loved the early seasons of Grey's Anatomy. And so I feel like, I was kind of like steeped in that show knowledge of it. And then before we started shooting the season, I got to actually go to a hospital, an emergency room in California, and shadow a doctor for the whole day, and then I flew back and immediately started shooting the show. But it was really so helpful because I think that I was most taken by the fact that the doctor, the resident in that hospital were just so calm. No matter kind of what was coming in the doors, there was like a kind of just like a pervasive calm in the face of any situation. And that was something that I really took into the beginning of shooting Pulse.
Yeah. I played an EMT on a movie called Ambulance, which was definitely a very different experience, but still someone who is constantly put in a situation where there's a lot of high-stakes situations and saving lives. But it was funny enough, the character I played was in over his head the entire film, so kind of his first day. So this was a very different experience for me, having to try and play someone who was, like Willa said, grounded, calm in the face of danger.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was definitely a challenge when you're having these high intensity scenes and you're trying to look like it's not affecting you, because the natural instinct is definitely to let it kind of take over you. So yeah.
If you go 1 millimeter too far, she dies.
Almost there. What the hell? Power is out. I have to keep going.
Wait. With no ultrasound, she'll be totally blind.
Hey, Gabe. She can do it.
I got it. It's in position.
Vitals are improving.
And did either of you pick up any good medical lingo, or do you have a favorite medical expression now?
I mean, Willa is like an encyclopedia of knowledge when it comes to all things medical, but...
I took my job very seriously.
very
I'm
much
ready to become an actual doctor.
I feel like both of us could be ready to intubate at any given moment, you know?
You kind of were a resident intubator,
I
though.
was.
That was the running joke, actually. It was like,
when in doubt,
Xander's intubating.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what should I be doing in this? Like,
Intubating, yeah.
So. But vernacular-wise, it's all...
Cricothyrotomy will always be in my head.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, because I think that was one of... I think I had to say it in our chemistry.
You did.
Read.
Crike.
Yeah. And I think that was so stuck in there.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Definitely lodged. Thoracotomy for me.
Thoracotomy also.
I love a good thoracotomy.
It's a good one.
And also, this looks so realistic. So did you ever get squeamish during any of the scenes with the fake blood?
No.
No. Yeah.
I've been around a lot of blood on set.
You're not fake.
Yeah. No, but actually, what I was shocked by though was when I was in the actual emergency room and I saw a lot of blood. I was also not fazed by that.
What about the cockroach?
In someone's ear, there was a cockroach in someone's ear. That was pretty. I mean, I sleep with earplugs, so I really felt really confirmed in my decision to sleep with earplugs.
That's the reason why, really. Yeah.
Keep the cockroaches
Nothing to do with
out.
sound.
Exactly.
She was just trying to prevent cockroaches from crawling down. Yeah. But no, I was actually okay. We also got to like experience the prosthetics before and see them and like interact with them and rehearse with them. But yeah, it's kind of not to take the novelty away from it because it looks very real. But like when you're interacting with it, it actually is not that crazy. Yeah.
And last question, did you pick up any life-saving skills, maybe even how to dress a cut or a wound?
Well, I did. I knew I had been certified in CPR for like infants and children before doing this, but I feel like now I've practiced a lot. So I do feel quite confident in my ability to like at least give CPR in an emergency situation.
No. The last day before we finished my last day of shooting in Miami, we were sitting at this restaurant. It was really hot at night, and this gentleman sitting at the table next to me collapsed. And the person I was eating with was like, "Do something," and I was like, "I play pretend. I'm a fraud." Yeah, no, I had no idea what to do, and I totally panicked. So basically,
It's not your job.
I know.
I hate to tell you that, but it's not your job.
But now I feel like it's responsible. She's asking the question clearly. No, but I definitely
You're
want
not a real
to.
doctor.
I am just an actor. It turns out. Yeah, but
not qualified to save lives.
maybe one day though.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
CPR maybe.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you so
guys. You were
much.
great.